So coronavirus has ruined a lot of things. Birthday parties, vacations, school, a lot. But one of the things that's messed up that has bothered me is our access to books. Because it's not safe to share materials, I can't let you go thumbing through my library to find the book that you want. We can't even open our school library. Um, and this is a reading class, so I kind of need you to be reading, but it's hard to expect you to do that if you don't have access to books. So we have we have worked out a way. The county library has given us information to show us how to sign you up for a library card with the Jackson County Public Library, which is really Fontana Regional Library, and will allow you to check out ebooks. So unfortunately, it means more screen time, but fortunately, it lets you read stories that you wouldn't have access to otherwise right now. So today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do that. If you were a B-Day student and you were here on Friday, either the library teacher walked you through this process or I walked you through this process. If you weren't here, if you got checked out early, or if you were not a B-Day student, then this is going to work for you. Um, you have to have a couple of things to be able to do this. Number one, you have to have an email that I sent you on Friday evening. And the email says in all capital letters something about, this is for Monday's lesson. Please just ignore this until Monday. Well, if you're watching this, I'm assuming it's Monday. So I need you to go and look at that email when you're done with this video. It's going to walk you through step by step. My suggestion to you is watch the video from beginning to end and then go work through the steps. And if you get stuck, you don't know what to do, then you can watch the video until you get unstuck. And then you don't have to watch the whole thing again. I mean, you shouldn't want to watch this whole video again unless you absolutely have to. Not like you want to spend this extra quality time with me, right? Okay, let me show you what you're going to do. So one of the first things I want you to do is, in the same document where you're watching this video, you'll see that it says, here is the web address for our library system. If you click on that, it should open in an entirely new tab. There it goes. It's redirecting me, and it's going to be to the Fontana Regional Library. Once you do that, and it may already be selected books and ebooks, but just in case, you're going to go to the e-library and you're going to choose books and ebooks. I'm not here for you to check out audiobooks. I love audiobooks, and there's a time and place for audiobooks. But what I want to do is get books in your hands for you to be able to read them. You can also check out books and have them read to you, but this is for your reading. The purpose is for you to read. So we're going to click on the books and ebooks. And mine's already there, so it's not going to go anywhere. Yours will. And then you're going to scroll down. And you can click on the EINC library or the NC Kids Digital Library. Let's start with NC Kids Digital Library. You're going to click there, and it's going to welcome you. Actually, it won't welcome you yet. It wants you to sign in. So we're going to click sign in, and then it will welcome you. See, it says welcome. How nice is that? And it says select your library. It's going to give us a list of all the regional libraries around us. And then we have to look, it's in alphabetical order, and our system is called the Fontana Regional Library. So you're going to scroll down to the F's, and there is the Fontana Regional Library System. This actually includes Swain County, Jackson County, Macon County, Haywood County. Lots of the surrounding counties are part of the Fontana Regional Library System. Then it asks you for your card number. Okay, so you're going to go to your email, and in your email, you're going to see that I have sent you an email. Let me pull up an email that I sent. So here's one that came up first because it's Bach. So it's for Zoe. Okay, and it says, hello, Zoe Bach. Now, I don't usually call you by your full name, right, Zoe? But this is it's a mail merge. See how I sent an email to every single student in the 5th grade. Okay. And you're going to scroll down and it's going to say your student ID number is, and you're going to highlight that number, and you're going to hit the control key, hold it down while you press the C key, and that's going to copy. Okay. And then you're going to come here and make it click, and you're going to hold down the Control key and press the V key to make it paste. That way you don't have to remember that long number. Now, you can get a piece of paper and a pencil and write it down and then come in and type it in, and that's fine. If you get confused by copy and paste, do it. Do whatever you need to do to get that number in there. Zoe, I promise not to check out any books in your name. I'm just going to use you as an example because you're the first email on my list. All right. Once you have that number in there, you're going to click sign in. And hopefully it lets you sign right on in. Okay. And now we have her account up here. Now, it's going to give you some books. Like right now, they're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, so we have lots of these great books with that does celebrate Hispanic heritage with some strong Hispanic characters. So you may even want to just start right there. There's also this search bar here. You can type in the title of a book, the author of a book, the subject of a book, and see what it turns up for you. One thing I want you to notice is so it's going to list some here in just different groups. New editions, just good books. Oh, this is score with a good book. So it's about sports, social justice and activism, lots of different things. But what I want you to notice is at the top of each of these books, it will tell you if you're able to check this book out. It will say available. This one is unavailable. Okay. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is we're not looking at audiobooks, we're looking at ebooks. Audiobooks are books that will play, someone will read to you. Essentially, what I'm doing with Wonder in our Google Classroom is I'm creating an audiobook, but it's just for you, which is the reason I'm able to do that. It's not for the public, it's just for my class, and you have to have the password to our Google Classroom to be part of our classroom to even get to see that. So there's that. There are times when you may want an audiobook for when you're traveling or when you want to listen to a book on you're working or in something else, washing dishes. I listen to audiobooks. But right now we're looking for ebooks. So I need you to double check before you borrow any book that you're borrowing an ebook. Okay? All right. So let's say that I want to check out this ebook called The Cardinal's Caper. It's available. So if I want to borrow it, if I want to, it's like checking it out, I want to borrow it, I click the borrow button and it lets me choose. Do I want to borrow it? How long do I think this book is going to take me? 7 days, 14 days, 21 days. Sometimes your options are only 7 and 14 if it's a book that's in hot demand because they don't want to wait. They don't want to have somebody have to wait for 3 weeks. Um, but pay attention to the book too, because let me do this. If I click on the book, it's going to open up here. It's going to give me some more information. There's only one copy of this book. It's currently available. I could read a sample. You know, when you're in the library, you get to pick up a book and thumb through it and read part of it and see if it's something that you want. You can click on read a sample and it will show you a sample of the book. It gives you a description of the book here. Here it gives you some details about the book. It came out in 2018. Let's see. It can give you some these can be confusing because it just depends on how they're doing this, what all of this can mean. But if it says text difficulty, that leads me to believe that's a first or second grade text. Probably much too easy for us, but I'm just trying to show you how to use the website. Okay. I was looking to see it. Sometimes it will tell you the number of pages, but I don't think this program does. Okay, so once I've done all that, I decide, okay, I want to borrow it. I don't think it's a very long book, so I'm just going to borrow it for 7 days. If I find out I need it longer, I can renew it before I turn it in, and that will be fine. So Zoe, we're checking out this book. I'm going to borrow it. And it says, the Cardinal's Caper is checked out to you until October 2nd, 2020. I can borrow 4 more titles, depending on the book you check out. Usually it just lets you borrow 4 total, but because this is a small book, it will let me borrow more than 4. But here's the thing. If you borrow them and they're just sitting on your computer for days, that just means somebody else can't read it. And can you really read 5 books at a time? No. So why don't you just borrow one, read it, turn it in, and then borrow another one? Okay. So if I click read now in browser, it opens up a brand new tab for me. And here's my book, The Cardinal's Caper. And when I click on it, it shows me all it's like turning the page. So here are all the other books by this author. And here's the beginning of The Cardinal's Caper. This is, again, it's all your publishing information that you would see if you were looking at the real book. And we usually don't read through all that stuff unless we're looking for some information. Here's the dedication, and it's got a quote at the beginning. Here's my table of contents. Now, look at your table of contents. If I know that, okay, I read chapters, this is like the third day I've read this book. So I read chapters 1 through 3 already. I need to start at chapter 4. I can click that and it will take me already to chapter 4. Okay. So and when I just click to turn the page, and it looks just like it would look in the book, pictures and all. Okay. So if, let's see. So when I clicked here, I want you to notice a couple of things. Here's a bookmark. If I click it, it's going to hold my place there. And then when I come back later, I can come back to this bookmark. If you're using lots of different devices, which you shouldn't be, you should just be on your school computer. You can sync between those devices, but that gets a little tricky. So we're not going to mess with that today. Okay. Now, when I'm done with this book, let me X this out. When I am done with this book, I can go back to my account here. I can go here to my account or Zoe's account. I can click on loans. This is what I have loaned to me. So right now I only have the Cardinals Caper loaned to me, and I'm done reading it. Okay, so if I'm done reading it, I can click on the return button. I'm sure I want to return this title, and I'm done. Okay. One other thing I want you to do, when you get, let's go here and search. When you get to your, when we click on NC Kids for the first time, and it shows you all of these, remember when it showed you all the recommended books? I want you, let me see if I can make this happen. Oh, I'm gonna have to pause. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I want you to click this little star up here. It's gonna add a bookmark. That's a really long, title. So I'm gonna click here and just say it's the digital library. I don't even need that. It's called Overdrive, but I don't even need that. It's the digital library. I want to just save it on my bookmarks bar, which yours will probably say. I'm going to say done. And I have so many bookmarks that it didn't show up on my bookmark bar. But if I put it right there, then anytime I want to go to the digital library, I can click here. It'll take me there. It might keep me logged in, so I don't have to remember that really long number. I think that it will. I hope that it will. But otherwise, it's in your email. So don't delete that email. You can always go and copy it from there. Okay? So once you've done all that, and you have checked out a book, search for books that you want, check out a book. Once you've done that, you can come back to your form here, and it says, what ebook did you borrow from Fontana Regional Library? I want you to type the answer here and submit it. It may give you a 0 at first because I have to go in. It doesn't know the name of the book. So I have to go in and look at your answer. If you type a legitimate answer, the title of the book that you borrowed, then you get a 100 for today. How hard is that? But don't go in there and type some nonsense word. Oh, see, it's required. It thinks I'm trying to get out doing my work. Don't go in and type a nonsense word. I want to know what you're reading. I'm your reading teacher. Help me out here, okay? If you have any questions or you get stuck and you don't know how to do what we just did, watch this video again. If you still get stuck, please email me. I don't want you to get so frustrated you're not going to do it, okay? So email me and let me know. All right, happy reading.